Hey, and welcome to Let's Play World of Warcraft. This is your host, Particle Man, and this is part 2 of Pit of Saron. We are in the first fight after the second boss, the Ick and Grick boss. Um, Now, these guys, I'll go ahead and start on this next little group, because they do the exact same thing. I was telling you last video to kill the Flamebringers first, which there should be 2 Flamebringers, and then after you kill the first Flamebringer, you want to kill the Circle, which is, I can't see his name, but he casts an empowered Shadow Bolt that does quite a bit of damage. Now, the big reason this fight wipes people is because they put a disease on you, and every few seconds it jumps to anybody that's next to you. So if you're a Paladin, you need to be cleansing that constantly. If you are any other class that has a cleanse disease, priests or shaman, you need to be getting rid of that immediately. Because if it jumps back to your ranged and your melee already taking tons of damage because they do flame strike, or it's kind of like a hellfire ability. So everybody's taking tons of damage from that, and then you got the disease bouncing around your ranged and your melee. I mean, it's just a ton of damage that's pouring out. So you gotta be really careful in that fight. You could even have your priest shackle because they're undead, so you might want to think about doing that if you have one. But with a good healer, you'll be fine. But it does actually take a little bit to make sure you don't die. Now, these guys, you got 4 melee and 2 ranged. The ranged guys just cast frost bolts the whole time. Although they will do the ice circle. If you remember from back in like Zanger Marsh, they had some guys that would do it. And pretty much what it does, if you're within the circle when they cast it, it freezes you, and I don't think it stuns you, but there it is, the ice circle on the left there. But it does a lot of damage if you're inside it whenever they finish casting it. So I always try to save my stun for that, just because that's a pretty heavy damaging attack and you're taking quite a bit. And I would also recommend mounting up before that battle and right now, so that you can get in there and get all the aggro before your party gets there. Because if those 4 warriors up front start running off toward your party members, it's going to be pretty bad news for those guys. So this fight, you're just doing pretty much the exact same thing. And just making sure either they don't cast the magic circle or that you can at least move out of it. And there it goes again. Move out there. Move out before you take all the damage. And now you got the gauntlet coming up. And this can be difficult, but it can also be really easy. You just want to make sure what you're doing is mounting up as soon as this guy dies, kind of ahead of your party. Let them know. We let them know we're running halfway through. And even though you can only run in for a few seconds, it's best just to get, like, I'm way ahead of my party. I ran, wow, it let me stay on my mount for a long time. I got aggro on everybody that leading up to this point here in the middle. So you just want to run straight in, get right to the middle, consecrate, right there, and then Holy Wrath, stun everybody, let your healer catch up. Ideally, you want everybody attacking this big guy first because he does a lot of damage. But your party's going to want to AoE because that's the way to kill him quickest, but you're going to take the most damage if they use AoE instead of just single targeting the big guy. But if you have enough armor, you can do it. If you're a new tank, and you're just barely getting in here using the random looking for group system, I would suggest against that. I mean, you can just run and kill each of these guys 2 at a time if you want. As you can see right there, I just got hit by a boulder. You're going to see those big glyphs on the ground. As soon as you see those, you get about 3 seconds to move out of them. So there's really no reason anybody should get hit. And if no one gets hit, you get an achievement. So that's kind of cool too, just for dodging those. I try to hit, there's 2 of these guys that keep running up, you'll notice, as I was running by each one. Try to, get at least 1 hit on each one of them as you keep running by, so that your healer can throw a little bit of heals on you without pulling aggro. And then you're just going to round them up and have another AoE session. And then we're going to have this boss fight with Scourge Lord Tyrannus. Yeah, that's his name. Now, he's got a couple abilities that are really bad. I just want to go ahead and talk about one of them. The worst one he's got is called Overlord's Brand. I've also seen it called Overseer's Brand. But he's going to pretty much constantly be putting that on one of you guys. And what happens is, if you're a DPSer, it's going to take the damage that you're doing and put it on the tank. So if you get the brand as a DPSer, you need to stop doing damage. If you get it as a healer, it's going to heal Tyrannus for a lot more than you're actually healing. It's going to be like an amplified heal. So if you're a healer or caster and you see that put on you for like 6-7 seconds, you have absolutely got to stop doing whatever you're doing. I mean, only should you heal the tank. I mean, if he's just going to die anyway. Now, what you saw there is Forceful Smash. It does tons of damage and it knocks you back. Now, you see the ice patches on the ground. What you're supposed to do, it's really hard on the first one if there's not a lot of ice. He knocks you back, and he does like 200% damage for like 8 seconds, okay? And so what you want to do is when you get knocked back, to get behind one of these ice patches and kite him through it. You also saw, I call it Hoarfrost. I don't know if that's what it's really called. But when it targets you, anybody within 8 yards is going to get stunned for 5 seconds. So if you get that and it's targeting you, try to get everybody away from you. If you can see right here, but you always want to have your back to an ice patch so that when he does his Forceful Smash, you can kite him through the ice. Like, I didn't do it technically correct, but you can see now he's trying to get to me, and he's doing 200% more damage, but he can't get there because he's having to go through the ice. What you don't want to do is just run through the ice because it does a lot of damage to you, and it slows you down if you're in it. There's that Hoarfrost again. I guess it didn't hit me that time. Hopefully I did it correct one time. Okay, see, I'm trying to get my back there to that ice patch, so if he were to hit me again, which I think he might do one more time before the end, I'll be plenty far away from him, and he'll have to come through ice to get to me. So that's the way you do that. That's pretty much every ability that I got. So we just down this guy, boom, and I don't know, he left his lingering effects on the battlefield for some reason after the fight, but just be aware of that. And now you're done, and you've completed Pit of Saron. And I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I will post up the next one later.